Well, hey, it's me, Brian G, and on behalf of the TubeBuddy crew, it's great to be here. If you're here, just say hello. And to Andrew down over in ground control on a stormy day, stay safe, my friend. Good to see everybody. Again, Brian G. Johnson here on behalf of the TubeBuddy crew. Really excited to have you on board. Let's just upgrade this thing right now. Ladies and gentlemen, what you're looking at is called an Olo clip. And if I go like this through the magic of science, and I go like this, we'll have a beautiful, that's the wrong one. Take number 2. There we go. We'll have a beautiful wide angle lens. Great to have everybody here. Really excited. Here's what I got. I got some notes on my handy dandy. This is one of my iPads. I've got another one right over here with the B to the G. And yes, Andrew in ground control, rain or shine, you are on it, my friend. And I think that looks pretty darn good. And clearly I'm getting much more comfortable on the live streams. I'm just jumping around, setting up my workstation. This is called the workstation. And here's what's up. If you've been wondering how you can grow your YouTube channel, if you've been thinking, you know, what are the steps that I can take to be able to move forward and really have impact, to be able to not only upload but amplify your videos, to drive the views, gain the subscribers. Well, in today, look at you go, Andrew. You're already deleting some nasty comments. Well, what we're going to talk about today is really how to hack productivity, how to hack uploading videos, and how to think about some new ways in order to really push your ability to reach people on the platform. Great to see so many people in here. I think that was just Ethan. Yes, Ethan, nice to see you. And who else? Lily is in the house. Great to see Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Welcome to the live stream. Gang, it's going to happen right now. Wolfpack is in the house. Chad Gaming, welcome. Creative Queen X and Smooth. All the cool cats. Guys, do me a favor, and first off, let's just congratulate TubeBuddy on 100,000 subscribers. And you guys actually let me know, has it? I think it's happened. I think they just crossed over, and I was contacted a few days ago. I'll be setting in a video for a special 100K TubeBuddy video, and I'm super excited, and I want to take the time to congratulate all the fine people with TubeBuddy. That's Phil, that's Andrew, such an amazing tool, and so on. Do me a favor, if you could please hit the like, let me know where you're coming from, share this out on social media if that's something that you do, and we'll just bring some people in. Here's how this live stream is going to be going down. First off, I'm going to be sharing some ideas on how to publish more videos. I actually published a video yesterday, and we're going to talk about the 5 steps I covered in that video, but that was a 5-minute video. And today I want to go into more depth. I want to talk about some of the nuances that we face mentally, some of the nuances that the algorithm looks at, and so on. So, hey, Philip is cool, is in the house. Katie, always a pleasure. So many great people. So welcome to the live stream, guys. Let's just jump into it and get right on it. So here's what I want you to think about. Ultimately, if we're on YouTube, there are some things that we want to do in order to reach more viewers. If your goal is to grow a channel, then it's really based on a few metrics. Obviously, views. Number 2 is subscribers. So we have to think about how many views are you driving. Number 2, how are you doing when it comes to converting those views into subscribers. So the first thing I want to do for myself is really look at upping the quantity of videos I'm publishing, right? Upping the amount. And you like the room, huh? Yeah, we dialed in the lighting a little bit even more, so I'm glad you're digging it. So how is it possible? How can you still maintain quality and at the same time upload the quantity? How can you push the quantity and push the quality? Sooner or later, something's gonna break. And here's what I've really come to is when I started out as a creator about 1.5 years ago with my current channel, I really focused on creating these masterpieces, on publishing videos that were amazing, and I spent hours and hours editing. And I remember even having a conversation with a friend, Felicia, shout out to you again, and I said, I can't do this. It's not gonna allow me to grow. And I really scaled back my time and energy on editing and creating videos. And then I got to a place where I was publishing 4, 5, 6-minute videos, and it really helped me to, hey, it's Nick Nimmin, world-class wrecking crew in the house. It's an inside joke. And at that point, you know, I was publishing 5 times a week. I was publishing 3, 4 times a week because I had stopped. I stopped overachieving. I stopped searching for perfection. And instead, what I did is I just, you know, I wanted to create a great video, and I had a deadline. And that was something that really helped me. Now, today, what I call that type of a video is a regular video. If you want to move forward, then what we're going to talk about for the next 20 minutes or so, then I'm going to take your questions. So if you've got questions, wicked. Silk, I can't pronounce your name. I tried. So if you've got questions, I'll answer those in a bit. It looks like Pavi's in the house. Nice to see you, Pavi. So think about that. You know, it's like for me, the first step in the process was just to get real and think about this is an average video, and I want to publish a lot of them. I can't create a masterpiece. This isn't going to be a Picasso, but it's going to be pretty good, and I'm going to have a deadline, and I call those regular videos. I publish those maybe twice a week right now. They're about 5 minutes long. I look at the keywords, and I do my best, but there's a deadline. Like, I've got to publish on this day, and it's really helped me to move forward. And right now, I want to talk about what we struggle with mentally. Here's what's up. I work with a lot of clients. I work with different companies. I look and I check out your videos, and here's what I see. There are some people, they're in this camp of overachievement. They want perfection. They work so hard, endlessly, to create these amazing videos. And quite honestly, that slows them down. That perfectionist, that pursuit of excellence is just too much. And if that's you, then be okay. Have the courage to step out and just, you know, hey, I made a video, I set a deadline of 2 or 3 days. This is what I got, it's published, I'm gonna make another one. And one of the things you'll find is when you overcome that perfectionism, you will learn, you will excel, you will get better at all the things that really make up a high-level YouTuber. Now, on the other camp is there are people that are so like, I'm pretty hang loose, but at the same, I feel like I'm in a nice medium. There is this camp of individuals that are so laid back about what they're doing on YouTube. They're not doing much editing. They're not looking at their thumbnails. They're not paying attention to how they look. You know, I'm absolutely just wearing a very comfortable t-shirt, but it's thought out. It's a t-shirt that stands out against the background. It's contrast. And this is really where I want to be. I don't want to be overachiever guy that is so afraid to step out. I don't want to be so laxed about not doing anything that I just publish a bunch of mediocrity. So I try to stay in the middle. And guys, if we have a bit of lag, you know, in fact, you know what? We'll probably have a bit, but it's the internet. And on the internet, there's these pixel molecules, and they're coursing through fiber optics. And then sometimes there's bottlenecks, but just hang on and we'll make it. Cool. So that's one of the things you can think about, is finding that piece between, you know what, I am going to pay attention, I am going to study, I am going to think about the keywords and the playlists and the thumbnails and the click-through ratios and the algorithms, and how long can I keep talking without breathing? I don't know, but I'm ready to try. And when we can find that happy medium, it's a good place. So for me, regular videos, maybe twice a week, right? Now, once in a while, Nick Nimmin, I got this, baby. I just keep flowing and I'll just keep rolling, because that's how I'm going to do it in the live stream. Now, once in a while, what I'm going to do is I'm going to publish a video. I'm going to call it a simple video. Does anybody have any idea why I call it a simple video? A simple video is me stepping in front of the camera, just letting my thoughts go, not being too overly concerned of the keywords of the playlist, not a lot of editing. That's right, Sophie at Elance Learning, you're absolutely right. Elance Success, close, but Sophie, I'm working on it, and there's a lot going on right now. And you know what? That is a simple video. Poof! And I can upload a simple video in maybe 90 minutes, 2 hours, which means if I'm focusing on a regular video maybe a couple times a week, and if maybe I've got a day off and I've relaxed and I feel pretty good, and then I'm thinking, imagine I'm in the lounge chair drinking a tropical drink with a little fruity straw. It's like there's a fruit garnish ornament on top, and I'm enjoying that. And then I think I want to publish a video because I'm excited about this topic. Well, at that point, I step in front of the camera, I flip on a few lights, I talk, I do a simple thumbnail, and that's it. Josh doesn't get it. Josh, you know what? At the end of the day, it's hacking your productivity and having different types of videos. A simple video is simple and takes me less time, okay? So that's what's working for me right now. Yes, if you came in late, there's no way you can follow this. You can't, Josh, everybody knows that if I'm live streaming, you gotta be here right at the onset. Of course you're lost, young man. Good to see you, Josh. Welcome aboard. Oh, okay, so Josh, like I said, we're talking about hacking productivity to feed the algorithm. And that algorithm is a beast, and it wants more watch time. Next, and this is something that I discovered and learned about, and I've chatted often with my pal, Nick Nimmin. Nick Nimmin also does a fine job of representing the TubeBuddy crew. And I hit 10,000 subscribers. Hang on, always have props. I mean, you guys got props, right? I mean, I'm not saying you should subscribe, but if you're watching this video and you haven't, well then, why did I even have that pillow? But wait, that's not the prop. So, when I hit 10,000 subscribers, about 5 months ago, YouTube came out with, YouTube was in live stream beta, which meant as soon as you had 10,000 subscribers, and am I still overexposed? I bet I am a little bit, but I can't get any further back. It's so demanding. You know, so anyway, like I was saying, when I hit 10,000 subscribers, I had the ability to live stream on my mobile phone. And I tell you, I started live streaming a ton. And the watch time really started to spike. Yes, props, tools, all of it, Lily. And that was kind of what brings us to the next point. Which is another great way to ultimately create a digital asset, right? That's what, like, if you were a programmer and you worked for Google, you'd probably find yourself in a meeting room and you'd probably use big words like algorithm and digital asset. And a live stream allows you to do just that. A live stream allows you to create a piece of content on the fly. There's no editing. You can still rank for keyword phrases. It's super easy. And at this point, when we start adding these things up, we've got regular videos, we've got simple videos, we've got live streams. It becomes very easy to publish. We're publishing now 4 times a week on YouTube. And furthermore, what we're doing is we're really increasing our watch time. Have you ever thought why it is so challenging to grow on YouTube? You know, one of the things about really wanting to learn about, it's scary. Absolutely. It's very scary, Sophie. And you know what? Here's the thing. Like, I'm afraid too. Like, it's scary. Like, I'm working on live streaming from OBS and I'll be there soon. But there, you know, we've got to overcome that. And really at the end of the day, you need 1,000 subs for Super Chat. Philip is cool. You're correct, Philip. But I'm pretty darn sure you don't need 1,000 subs to live stream. And quite honestly, if you've got just a few subscribers, you know, you may not make a ton of money, but you can live stream. You can practice your delivery on camera. You can create another digital asset and so on. So something to think about. And again, like I'm saying, you know, at this point, publishing very often and increasing your frequency becomes very possible because you're not over analyzing, you're not striving for perfection with every single video you publish. You've got different types of videos and the live stream. And then there's one other piece of, one other style of video that I have just started working on. And really, I feel like I've come full circle. The last piece of video, the last type, I should say, the last type of video that I create is what YouTube refers to as hero content. Have you guys heard, hey, Breathe Fitness TV, Josephine, all the cool cats are in the house. It's so great to see you, my friend. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Creative Queen X, nice to see you. Anybody hear about this hero content? Have you guys heard about hero content? Angie. Hero content is where you double down. Hero content is where you take just a little extra time to create a video with solely that, like, this is going to do it. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to check all the boxes. I'm not going to go crazy overboard, but I am going to spend a bit more time. Now on Sunday, I released my first hero content video, my first hero video. And one of the things, the video was a bit longer, which helps increase my watch time. I was very, very specific about targeting my keyword phrases. I targeted a very specific keyword phrase. It wasn't overly competitive for where my channel's at. I spent a lot more time right there. Can you guys see that? Clearly that's a Macintosh. And dang it, I want one of those fancy new ones, but they're $5,000. Apple, you're killing me, Apple. Just take it, Apple. You know, I spent the extra time editing. I did all the stuff, and sure enough, it really paid off. You know, if you want to improve your retention, if you want to keep viewers hanging around, the better you learn your editing, the better you will become, the better you'll be able to take your videos, even when you spend just a little time, because you will get better. And everything worked out. The video had tremendous retention. It's ranking well. It's converting viewers into subscribers. And this is my flow now. These 5 types of videos. And I want to back up too, and I think it's really important that we take a breath. So all together now, no, for real, like just like this, and then go, ah, I feel better already. I mean, have you ever thought about the fact that it's really easy to get hung up on all the tips and the tricks, and there's only so much that we can process? And sometimes it takes time. You guys are you guys are killing me. You know, but seriously, there's only so much that we can process. And what I did is I got to my goal of 10,000 subscribers. And I exhaled and I said, whoa. Whew. You know, and then I thought, okay, you're doing well, but let's get honest with yourself. Let's look at the channel objectively. Let's identify what we need to focus on. Hello, IDIC Bear 40K. Yo, good to see you. And for me, it was I wanted to upgrade and change some of the things about my videos. I really wanted to work on my delivery. I wanted to work on the backdrop. This is all new. It's dialed in. It took me, I had to get a new camera because the Canon didn't like all these LED lights. I had to learn a new camera. And one of the things that I didn't do was I didn't try to do all the things. Rather, instead of that, instead of doing all the things and trying to learn all of it, I really focused and I shut down live streaming. I didn't live stream a bunch. I just practiced my delivery. I practiced my camera. I watched videos about the Sony a6300. I learned about exposure lock. Like, check this out. Do you guys know what this is? This is, it's a note of paper. And it says lock exposure. And you know, I worked on all of that. And I made notes to myself and I moved forward. And I didn't like move on to the next thing until I knew I was happy with what I had established and whatnot. And so at this point, I've got these 5 styles, and this is what I'm rolling forward with. Sunny and Lola in the house, Patreon. We've got a lot of Patreons representing in the TubeBuddy live stream. Thank you for being a Patreon. So very much appreciate it. I'm curious because I'm curious. It's 25 minutes. Gord Eisman, how are you doing, Gord? Gord Eisman, Patreon. Would love to take your questions, and we're going to keep it simple here because I really dig simplicity. So if you've got a question, all you got to do is just type it in and keep it short, you know, just really pinpoint your question, brevity. You ask, and I'll answer, kind of like the Gary V show. You guys, that intro music he has. And I'm pulling up my jeans. You guys should know that I'm dressed pretty fancy. Notice me, senpai. Yeah. Hey, Angie, what's cracking? Does Google AdWords work? I would only ever spend money on ads if I had something to make money back with. Now, I've got a Patreon page. It's pretty reasonable, but I do make $20 a month if somebody joins. So if you want to grow your channel and you're thinking about AdWords, I would only do that if you're going to be able to make money on your channel besides the YouTube ads. And really what I would focus on doing is growing your channel, which seems hard, But if you keep at it, if you keep at it, if you keep asking questions, if you keep studying the successful YouTubers, if you keep trying different things. I didn't leave, King Flip, I didn't necessarily leave live streaming. I just took a break because, I have to think hard because, I inhaled as a kid. President Clinton said he didn't inhale. Well, I did. And back in the day, when we were smoking, we were inhaling. That was the entire purpose. So I just had to really improve. I had to get this stuff down before I could move on to live streaming. Hey, Brian, thank you. I'm glad you enjoy the content. I really enjoy making it. And the thing for me that YouTube represents is community. There are a lot of really cool people in the stream right now. Brian, you're one of them. Josephine's another. Angie's here. I got my pal Nick Nimmin, world-class wrecking crew in the house. We are all in this together, Sunny Lola, and it's wonderful. Alex, good to see you, my friend. I know you're down in the Keys. You're heading to the Keys. You're in a car with your son. I saw an update on Facebook. Very exciting. Guys, what is special about the A6300? Let's talk about cameras just for a moment. Hang on, more props. This is a DSLR. This is a Canon 70D. This is a mirrorless camera, and if you're wondering what the differences are, well, me frickin' too. Like, this is too many technical things. King Flip has the right idea, though. So, for whatever reason, I took video footage, so the video's like here, it's aiming at the backdrop, and the Canon made my blue lights pink. And I wasn't going for pink, I was going for blue. Now, I had just gotten the Sony RX 1000 Mark V. Yes, good job, Brain Cranium, you did it. Now, this pocket camera did a really good job with the colors, but it started overheating, and I couldn't believe it, you dig? That's right, Josephine. And I was so I got everything working, and then it started overheating. And I was pissed. I'm like, I've got to publish a video. So I ran to, hey, what's up, Yarlin Vlogs, welcome, good to see you. So I ran to Best Buy, and I bought this because I thought, if the Sony RX 100 Mark V can do a good job with the color correction, doesn't bleed, the saturation is on point, then clearly an actual camera with an articulating screen that doesn't articulate all the way would do a good job. And this does a great job with the colors. It also has some color. It's a fancy camera. It works pretty good. Okay, I think we covered the technical aspects of the show. Okay, I see you. And now you're gone. It's just that easy. Yeah, see? Who else? Anybody else? Come at us. We're ready. Oh, hey, we share a troll. Hey, really, Angie, what's with these trolls? What a horrible existence. So sad. But what are you going to do? There are so many gaming channels. How would you recommend to get noticed? Here's what's up, Jay. I would take oversaturated all day long. I've done it for 10 years online. If you see a lot of people in a niche, in a market, and you're like, wow, it's so competitive. Sophie, I'll get to your question again. Just remind me when spam that question again, Sophie, when I start wrapping up. Here's the thing. There are a lot of people competing that are playing the same games, but most of those people on those gaming channels do not think like I do. And here's the thing, there's nothing special about my brain. In fact, it's cracked. I barely graduated high school. I'm not, it's nothing special about it. But here's what's up. I really think about what are people searching for? Not just the, like, Overwatch, let's play Overwatch. That's like 1,000,000 times. It's the same thing. And if you go through and you really, I'm not beating myself up. Maybe it seems like it, but I'm just like, hey, I'm not beating myself up. It's just a reality. I didn't do that good at high school. I didn't. Listen, I've got plenty of, what's the word? Confidence or whatever. You know what I mean? Being disillusional, that's right. You know, if you truly stop and if you really want to make it work and you think about it from starting from a point of research and understand how people are searching and identifying different keyword opportunities, different types of keyword phrases that people are searching for, you can blow up. If you organize your channel, if you practice your delivery, if you understand that the most important thing when it comes to YouTube success is having the ability to deliver an engaging message, if you focus on that, if you focus your editing, if you make better thumbnails, if you keep at it, if you never stop, if you are relentless in your pursuit of excellence, then one day, poof, you will blow up on YouTube. Okay, Angie had a really great question. And her question, oh, you know, here's what's up. You know why? Do you know I have a slight swagger about myself? It's because I've worked hard to get to the place where I'm at. And I'm a small, teeny fish. But I've got a crew that's got my back. And to me, that's the community I was talking about. Because you have swag. No, it's because, like, I worked hard to figure this stuff out. And it is hard. And I think someone mentioned you got to be disillusional. But listen, You've got to see it for what it is. This is Hollywood. This is the new Hollywood. This is trying to blow up. Poof. Overnight sensation. Did you know that Steve Martin was a comic for 10 years playing crappy comedian clubs night after night, trying to dial in his delivery, trying to get the comedic timing just right? And then one day he was, bam! He blew up overnight. So, you know, it's so fun for me because I worked hard. Like, I was just hanging with Nick Nimmin for the 18th time in a week, and we're back and forth, and we share ideas, and nothing is sacred. Anything that I'm doing, I share with him. And it's like we are both living it, and we both have dedicated so much of what we want. And I feel like I am preaching. I don't want to preach, but this is growing on YouTube to me. It's all the stuff. And anytime you mention all the stuff, obviously this motion represents all of it because there's a lot of it. Okay, what's next? Okay, we're going to go over here. Don't ever do this in the live stream. This is not good, but I'm getting warm in here. There we go. Air conditioning. Sophie. I have not forgot you, Sophie. Sophie had a question. Hang on. Whoa, that's turning into barf cam. Nobody likes that. Let's talk about watch time for a little bit. Watch time. Thank you. Nice house. Me and my wife built this house. Amazing. I feel so blessed to be able to live in it. 10 years of entrepreneurship. My wife is crushing it at her job, and we were able to do this. Yeah, motion sickness. Sorry about that, Lily. So let's talk about watch time. You know, Angie, there aren't any rules. Like when you live stream, you get to decide the rules. So Angie's question is it better to publish a short video, say 5 minutes? Or is it better to publish a video that's an hour long? What's the right answer? Well, here's the thing. The thing you want to think about is never how long the video is. You don't want to think about how long it is. You want to think about how long are people watching. So here's what I do. Have you guys ever noticed when you go into retention, YouTube measures it in 2 different ways? 2 different ways. Hold the questions. Hold the questions. Ask in a minute. Soon. YouTube measures audience retention in 2 ways. There's view duration, average view duration, and there's also average percentage viewed. If I'm publishing a 5-minute video, then my goal is to have an average percentage viewed of 70%. All the viewers watched 70% of the video. That's a very high score when measuring average percentage viewed. Now, if I publish anything longer than 10 minutes, that's 5, and 5, clearly that makes 10. Then my goal is average view duration. And what I'm looking to try to achieve is a very high average view duration. For example, one of the best performing videos I published was the YouTube algorithm 2017, and I published that video on January 2nd. It was very timely. It was very topical. And Sophie from Elance Success, in the coming weeks, next month, we're going to talk about some super powerful strategies when it comes to targeting the following year. There's some things that I've done every single year and it always works. It's going to be a badass mindset also in the house. So anyway, that's how I determine. So I don't get hung up on what's better. I focus on creating great videos. If it's going to be a video over 10 minutes, I'm focused on average view duration. If it's a video that's 4 to 6 minutes, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to target average percentage viewed, and I shoot for about 70%, which is very high. That's very challenging. And what I've discovered is when I have high retention and I do a good job with my keywords and my metadata, boom, kaboom, poof. You're awesome. And I just think someone's got to tell you that. And today it's going to be me. So thank you for being here. It's a pleasure to have you on board the TubeBuddy live stream with me, Brian G. And it says it right there. Okay, next question. If you load up too much, then people will unsubscribe. And you know what? Green Screen Master. If you've got 100,000 subscribers and they're very active and you're publishing 8 times a week and they tell you it's too much, then by all means, pay attention to what your tribe is saying. If you've got a subscriber base of less than 1,000, of less than 5,000, then don't pay too much attention to what your subscribers say. And it doesn't mean that you don't respect. It doesn't mean that you don't appreciate your subscribers, but here's what's up. You're taking feedback from a small group of people. You're taking feedback from a small group of people when your audience is ginormous. My goodness, man, it's huge. The audience is huge, and you're making decisions based on a teeny tiny sampling. So if you're getting started and you're worried about the one guy that's telling you it's too much, he doesn't have to watch. Seriously. Sarah. Man, oh, there it is, see? Sarah says, I also like the tip about how shorter videos. You know, guys, I'm so glad Sarah, another Patreon member, Sarah, thank you so much. It means the world to me. Mentions that in one of my previous trainings, I talked about the fact that a shorter video, let's say 5 minutes, is going to lead most likely to potentially another view from your channel. Think about this. This is huge. What if you could publish a 5-minute video and you actually got 10 minutes of watch time? I get it all the time. It's amazing. What you do is you create a short video and then you create a very clear call to action and you tie your current video to another video. And you're like, hey, if you enjoyed this video on how to drive more views, there's another strategy that I have that's very powerful based on Clickbait 2.0. If you check out the video in the YouTube card now, it'll take you to that video. Now here's the thing. When you use a YouTube card, and if you just add the card to the video and that's it, you're going to have horrible conversions. Very few people are going to click on that video. But if you take the time and you say, okay, I've got a video about ELANs, about e-commerce, and it's about how to create an upsell in the purchase chain, in the funnel. And there's another one of my videos that's historically done well. And I can tie these two together. And then what you can do is, as you're nearing the end of the video, you say, by the way, when you're working on your ELANs shopping cart, you want to think about doing this to earn even more money. Very powerful strategy. And by the way, check out the video in the YouTube card now. And right when you're pointing, the card flashes across the screen. And when you create a call to action like that, it will increase your conversions to that video. And that sends such a huge message to YouTube. Somebody just watched 4 minutes of a 5-minute video. That's about 70% retention. They then clicked on the video and went to another one of your videos and watched that. That's the kind of engagement that matters. That's the kind of engagement you want to strive for. So Sarah, thank you for mentioning that, because it really is quite effective, and it's helped me to extend the watch time, extend the views on my channel, and I get so excited when I see the results. And I'm curious, what's your beverage of choice? I like sparkling water because clearly at my age, I've got I can't be drinking Mountain Dew like it's water or I'll get fat and bloated, and it's hard to stay attractive here on YouTube. The kids are very demanding. Coffee, I like coffee. Espresso, very strong. Coffee, yes, we all dig the coffee. Snapple is pretty delicious. Today is National Rum Day. Danger. I remember in college we got, what's the pineapple rum? Oh, Malibu. Oh, my goodness. What you drink in college? Bacardi. The thing about live streaming with a big audience for me is it's like it's a sport. I gotta stay hydrated. Sex on the beach, holy smokes, and in college too. I don't know what that was, Sophie, but it sounds fancy and you're from France. And Sophie, did you know I have a culinary degree from France? It's true. My culinary class started with 13 and 5 graduated. True story. Okay, next question. Keep them coming, gang. Oh, look. Oh, product placement. Tube Ritual by Brian G. Johnson. Jumpstart your journey to 5,000 YouTube subscribers. Available at Amazon. Also available on my Patreon. Another fishing show. You're more than welcome. Thank you for being here. Is 94 subscribers after my first 2 months good? That's fantastic, my friend. Congratulations on taking a step forward, joining the ranks of YouTubers across the world. It's amazing. As YouTubers, we're colonizing on Earth first, and then we're taking our far-out adventures to places. Evan Carmichael in the house. And just for you, Evan, because, you know, I like to support other YouTube creators. I just pimp my book, so why not yours? Ladies and gentlemen, your one word by Evan Carmichael. Available at fine Amazon shops everywhere. If you haven't picked up your book, really powerful. And my question to you is, what's your one word? What's your one word? My word is amplify. Why upload your videos when you can amplify them? That's what I do. And here's what I think Evan's message is. And maybe he can chime in and tell us what he thinks. What I think Evan's message is that it's our responsibility as marketers to identify what makes us special, what our message to the world is. Because if we don't take the time to understand what our channel is about, we can't expect other people to get it. And we want to be able to explain our channel, poof, quickly, fast. And by identifying a singular word, it can help you. Evan's word is believe. I'm amplify. Nick Nimmin is start. I remember being on a call with Nick and we brainstormed. We were talking about branding and his intro and his call to action. Gosh, I love branding. Okay, next question. So what's your word though? Let's do this. Come on. What's your word? Foundation, Creator Fundamentals. That's Dan at Creator Fundamentals. What's your one word? Joy. Do. I love it. Badass mindset. Create, illuminate, cool. Choose. Create. Pizza with a little frickin' pineapple. Clearly you didn't understand. It was supposed to be one frickin' word. Cash, inspire. Is that it? Come on, this is fun. Poof, pixie dust. Okay, that's good. We're shutting it down. No more. No more words. Questions. What did you go to college for? That's a good question. It's a fair question, and I'm prepared to answer. I went to college for hotel restaurant management, and I hated it. I dropped out. I got an education in women, drinking, and smoking marijuana. It was time well spent, but it wasn't for me. I moved on to culinary school. I got a degree from France. I was a professional chef for 18 years while always maintaining the entrepreneurial spirit. And one day I was able to quit my job. That's a double poof, poof. Pixie dust. Hey, if you know what? If you're watching this live stream and you're not subscribed to the TubeBuddy channel, you should subscribe right now. So I'm just saying that because, I mean, I bought this frickin' pillow and it's sitting here right here. Yeah, you know, a lot of people smoke a lot of Mary Jane, but in the industry, there's a lot of partying going on. Where did you get the disco lights? Let's talk about the lighting. Great question. First of all, what you're looking at is pretty inexpensive. Time well spent. Yes, time well spent, Nick Nimmin. First of all, over here, we've got cheap LED lights. They're strips. You can kind of push them around anywhere. Pretty inexpensive. You can get them on Amazon. Tape them to the ceiling, put them on the desk. You can change the colors, but they are inexpensive, so that didn't work for me, and I'm stuck with blue. These right here are little teeny tiny tea lights, and I've got to turn each one on and off, but they're cheap. So if you don't have much of a budget, you get them in a pack like this. You can get like 20 or 30 of them for maybe 15 bucks. Not a bad deal. How about the rings on the ceiling? Very inexpensive. You can see right here. You see that blue light that I'm pointing to? Don't try that at home, kids. Trying to point to something on the screen. Clearly, I'm a YouTube professional. Do not try that at home. That, again, is less than 10 bucks. Now, you can make it move. You can make it change colors. Very effective. And finally, I got the lights around the room to fill it out. Those are hue lights. Now, check this out. We go over here, and we can come in, and I could say, well, you know, let's make this light kind of like this color. Okay. And then I can push up I can dim the light, I can turn it up or down. But that's not my look. This is my look right here. And then this comes down to about 50%. And I'm sorry for that absence, but that's what you can do with the hues lights. Pretty cool. So you can start out and you can duplicate this very inexpensively. If you want to get something that looks kind of like these lights in the corners and whatnot, but you don't want to spend 150 bucks for hues, I learned this from Nick Nimmin, my buddy, and these are Sunlight. These are very cheap, inexpensive. They're blue. So lots of options. It's not about spending a lot of money. It's using what you have and moving forward, you know? It's about experimenting. For me, YouTube has been a huge science experiment and just being willing to try. Man, I've had a lot of fun. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to Phil. If it's okay, I want to take a moment and I just want to shout out to Phil, and I want to share a little story about the YouTuber struggle. You know, earlier in today's stream, I talked about the internal battle that we all have when it comes to being a YouTube creator and overcoming the challenges that we all face, okay? The thing is, nobody's exempt. Nobody's exempt of the challenges we face. Okay, one of the challenges I have is my internet is very bad. We live on top of a mountain. I don't even have a wired connection. I have like super Wi-Fi. There's a dish over on that mountain. I've got a little dish on my roof. And the Wi-Fi is very bad, and it's gone out during live streams, and it's been so scary to be getting paid by a company to show up, to represent the company. And I want to do a good job. I might act silly and crazy, but I'm still focused on delivering value in the form of entertainment and knowledge combined. And I struggled with the fact that my internet was going down, and Phil was so kind. And I reached out to him and I said, you know, can we have a phone call? And I said, man, you know, Phil, I apologize. And he was just like, no problem. No problem. This is the YouTuber's journey. This is what we all face. We're a small company. We like what you're doing. And having that flexibility to start with where I'm at and to aim to grow, to not get stopped, right? Like, that might have been the end of it for me. That might have caused my fear to stop. Like, hey, you know what? Like, I can't live stream because my internet's not good enough. And I'm still live streaming, and I have streams that it's horrible. Anyway, I wanted to thank Phil for just being, you know, really supportive. Because as YouTubers, I mean, can you guys relate? We have so many things that are challenging. There's the editing and the cameras and all the things and the SEO and the research. There's the creating the thumbnails. You got to be a graphic designer. You've got to be the talent. That's the person on the set. And what an amazing experience. Yeah, uploads are killing me with my internet. You know what I do is, if that's the case, hey, Falcons Gaming, nice to see you. We're just hanging out, buddy. Welcome to the stream. If that's the case for me and my internet's poor, I've got to upload a video. As I'm going to bed, I go, oh, I'm usually in bed, and then I got to get up, and then I upload while I sleep. It works pretty good for me. Hey, Eric, nice to see you. RevMatch in the house. RevMatch TV. Guys, if you're into cars, check out Eric's channel. That's RevMatch. And I rely on my phone internet data. Holy smokes, Creative Queen, that's crazy. Kudos to you for making it happen. Okay, let's do 1 or 2 more questions, and then we're going to wrap it up. You should see this. This is a working office right here. there is. Hey, you love the book. Thank you so much. Dilly Dally Kids. Dilly Dally Kids. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it. How to promote content without being spammy. First thing is, I would think about getting a Patreon and setting it up. And don't worry about making money if you're getting started. If you want to promote your content, think about getting a Patreon account. This is something that's coming soon to a Brian G. Johnson video, but you guys are on the stream, and let's just share the info now. And whose influence was that? Let's just jump into it. Can't think of the guy's name. You guys will let me know. Let's just jump into it. But here's what's up. When you create a Patreon page, people can follow you. It's not Nick Nimmin, no. People can follow you. And when they follow, when you create a new post, they get emailed. Did you just hear that? Philip DeFranco. Thank you, Dark Mistress. It's always a pleasure to see you. Philip DeFranco. Philly D. You see, I don't have to remember everything because I've got a crew that's got my back, and I appreciate you for it. Did you catch that, though? Anybody here want to build a list for free? Hey, I love to build a list, but I don't want to spend any money. Have you heard about, you should have a list? Kim, I appreciate it. Thank you, Kim. Okay, if you want to build a list for free, when you start a Patreon page and somebody follows you, when you create a piece of content, they get emailed. What if you started linking every single video you publish? There was a link to your Patreon page. Why Patreon? Because it's free, because other YouTubers know about it, and you can turn it into a paying platform. Right? You can generate money from Patreon. Very simple. Very easy. So it's like building a list for free. If you've already got a list, then if you're asking why Patreon, exactly. You don't need to worry about it. You've got a list. So what Patreon does, Simarchi, is when someone stops by your Patreon page, and when they follow you, when you create a piece of content, they will get notified that you created a piece of content. It's like a list. It's similar to a list. There are limitations, but it's free and it's good. So imagine in 2 years from now, if you had 5,000 people that were following you on Patreon, and then you created a piece of content and you linked to your latest video. Well, then people would see the link, and you would be able to get a link from a web page to your YouTube video. They would be notified about it. It's just another way to create a list. So a lot of people have questions. Not quite, the connection isn't quite there, but hopefully that makes sense. But you have to offer something extra on Patreon. Yes, exactly. But here's the thing. If you've just, I think this is the traditional way to think about Patreon. Like, you go to Patreon and you set up a site and you make money. But what if you just create, let's say your channel is about cooking, and you create a simple portal about cooking in your channel, and you add images of food, you create a few short articles, and then once in a while you create a piece of content around your latest video, and then you link to that. That would be a way to get people aware of your new video and drive it to them. So yes, you've got to create content, but it doesn't mean you have to spend all day creating that content. You can start a Patreon page for free like that, Pavi. It's always nice to see you. Oh, what happened? We are crooked. Much better. Dilly dally. I've been at this internet stuff for a long time, so I just kind of... Is the video quality on YouTube worse than Facebook Live? I've noticed that. Sorrow, one of the things to consider is there are a lot of factors. For my connection, because my connection is weaker, I've noticed a lot of times YouTube is streaming in like 360p, I think it is, a very, very low bit rate. I can't even get into HD video on my last live stream. That being said, I've seen other live streams and the quality looks very good on YouTube. I think the quality is very comparable on either Facebook or YouTube, and I wouldn't get caught up on what platform you're going to focus on for live streaming based on what quality is better, because the quality is pretty high on both. But again, one of the things to consider is that quality will be handicapped based on many factors, including your internet speed, your lighting, the lack of lighting, the camera, etc. Okay, guys, let's do one more great question, and then we'll just say that's it. Hey, Andrew, I hope you're okay. Shout out to Andrew from TubeBuddy. He's in this kind of crazy storm, and his power went out. I don't know how you're connecting or managing, but you're still in here, Andrew, and it's good to see you. When can I start doing paid promotion? Is there a subscriber limit? You can do it anytime you want. Personally, for me, before you do paid promotion, what I would think about is, are you doing a great job visually with your channel? If your channel art looks kind of like you did it yourself and you're paying for ads, in my mind, that's the wrong order. I would get really clear on my brand messaging, my channel messaging. I would ensure that I've got a great looking channel. I would make sure that I'm doing pretty well. Like, get good at YouTube. Keep practicing. And when you see that things are starting to work, then think about doing paid ads. Because quite honestly, think about this. There is so much to learn about YouTube. I mean, right? For me, it's been like all-consuming. I can barely hang on. And if you introduce ads on top of it, that just opens up a huge can of worms. And you're still working on your channel art. You can go to Fiverr and have someone bang out a nice-looking YouTube channel art cheap. You can get Fiverr, exactly. You can hire Nick Nimmin to create a great brand package. You can become a member of tubertools.com to get some great brand assets that will make your stuff look better. Spend your money there first, and then as you move forward, then think about ads. You didn't really ask about that kind of angle, but I did want to give you my opinion on ads. Just bought some new graphics on Fiverr. Excellent. Good stuff. What's Fiverr? It is a website that you can basically hire individuals for voiceovers, for thumbnails, for YouTube channel art, for to design a blog, to promote a video. I would not hire someone to promote your videos. You know, here's what's up, guys. There are a lot of spammy tactics. There are a lot of tactics that can get your channel in trouble. And if you go to a place like Fiverr, you might see someone saying, I'm going to promote your video to thousands of sites, or I'm going to make sure you get 5,000 clicks. And that's fraudulent clicks that YouTube not only can, but does track and could get your channel in trouble. But hiring someone to create channel art is easy. It's cheap. It's effective. So think about that. Okay, another question, because I'm not done yet. As long as you guys are still here. And again, thank you for stopping by. TubeBuddy, 100,000 subscribers. Amazing. Yeah, Dan, here's what's up, buddy. This is what I'm talking about, Dan. I'm gonna pick on you a little bit, okay? We had that discussion about that website, and like you're hiring someone to do that and it was garbage. When you're doing this, you're occupying your mind with low quality crap when you could be focused on dialing in your message, when you can be focused on your thumbnails. Your thumbnails could use improving. Focus on what matters most. This is for everybody. If you want to win when it comes to digital marketing, you've got to think about this. Did you know that YouTube looks at hundreds of pieces of information, from your retention to how many people have visited your site to how often they've come back, all this information. If you try to process all of it, it's overwhelming. It's too hard to figure out. But if you just focus on what's most important, like channel art, like great thumbnails, then you've got time to do that. And this is why I'm not a fan of these kinds of sites that we talked about. Or I'm not a fan of that kind of a service, because you're spending your time and energy on things that are subpar. That's not how big YouTubers got big. I promise. Nothing but love. Trying to keep it real. I don't know, it's hard. I don't want to push too hard on people. You know, I don't want to break people, but I think it's important that we really focus our attention on what's most important. Why is it important to have a video description? Quite honestly, my friend, I personally believe that the video description holds the lowest priority when YouTube looks at your title, your video tags, and your description. I will write a little bit of text about my description, so if somebody reads it, it makes sense. But if you think you're going to be able to greatly improve your ranking on YouTube, you probably can't based on the description alone. Now, if we continue to talk about the description, we've got to talk about YouTube, because YouTube is a text search engine. In other words, YouTube is going to be mining data in text form on web pages. If you have a long description, that can help you rank better in Google. But I personally rather, instead of writing 1,000 words, because it can't just be any content, it's got to be unique content that hasn't been published anywhere else. And rather than writing 1,000 words, which might take me 2 days, I rather start focusing on my next video. And with that, that's it. That's all I got. We're shutting it down. There's no more. It's over. Poof. Pixie dust.